Shut up!
Welcome back to Conversations with Carol and Cheryl. Hey, Cheryl.
Hey, Carol, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
So I just want to set the stage for our listeners. It is March 30th, 2020. We have been quarantined with the coronavirus pandemic for a few weeks now, practicing social distancing, trying not to get the cootie. We're in the United States. You're in Virginia, I'm in Delaware. So right now at this point, just to frame it, New York, California, those states are beginning to see a lot more cases and they're ramping up. And I'm sure that's going to be our future. We're just not there yet. As you and I were talking, we were thinking about maybe doing an episode like this where we talk about positive things that are coming out of the pandemic, some lessons learned while we're being quarantined, and maybe some observations of how life is going to be different from here on out. So, Cheryl, I wanted to share this story with you. I call it Death by Daughter. As you know, Mary, my daughter, was in Brussels studying abroad. She had to cut her trip short because of the travel ban and because of the spread of the virus in Italy. And just where she was, it wasn't safe. So she had to come home. We spent thousands of dollars getting an airline ticket and bringing her home within 48 hours of the travel ban. So I'm driving from Delaware down to Washington, D.C. to pick her up. And I get to the airport about 2 hours early. And there's nowhere to really, well, you can park in the short-term parking and kind of wait there for the arrivals. But she had been up for like 48 hours. And I wanted to be right there when she came out of customs. But at the same time, I didn't want to stand there and get the cootie for 2 hours. So I was kind of going inside and outside the airport. What happened was I was so afraid to touch my face. I thought, if I just touch my face, I'm going to die. Like, think of all the crazy stuff we did when we were kids. It's going to be death by daughter. I'm going to touch my face while waiting for her. I'm going to get the cootie and die. This is what I'm thinking the whole time. She comes out of customs, we get in the car, we do the whatever. It turned out to be a 3-hour drive home. She comes home. Now, I love her. She's very smart and intelligent, but she's also very cute. So I don't know who she slept with. I don't know if she has the cootie because you don't show symptoms in the beginning. So I'm looking at her like she's got the cootie and I need to just sanitize everything and stay social distance in my house from her. So what happened was she slept for about 2 days. Then we give her the master bedroom. She has her own bathroom. She starts spreading out like she does. She's doing her distance learning. I'm cooking for her. Everything's fine. Then one morning I wake up and her toothbrush is in my toothbrush holder and her toothbrush is touching my toothbrush. It's not funny. My reaction was, OMG, what the hell? Are you serious? No. How-
Yeah.
She's gonna kill me. I did not touch my face for 4 hours. I sanitized. Cheryl, I'm coloring in the lines. I'm doing everything right. And here, this kid's toothbrush is touching my toothbrush.
That is precisely my biggest fear. You know what you can do for yourself, but you can't control other people, in tune as you are. And that's the scary part. That is so funny though, but.
Okay, so you think this would be very easy to solve, right?
Right.
We have 3 people in the house. We have 3 bathroom sinks. We each get a bathroom sink. That seems such an easy solution. So I'm trying to figure out how to present this to the other family members in a way that they don't think I'm a freak, but that I get the point across. So I draft an email and I lay it all out and I say, I have anxiety. You're creating an anxiety in me. I'm afraid of getting the cootie because other people are in my space. I would like to have an exclusive bathroom space to myself that nobody else touches. So I put it in an email, then we have a family meeting. This is the reaction I get. Butch says, okay, fine. I will go, I'll be the nomad. I will use the downstairs bathroom. But can I look in your mirror? And I look at him like, what? This isn't that difficult. You have a mirror. Go look in your own mirror. And I'm like, that's fine. You can do whatever you want, but just know I have anxiety and we need to minimize my anxiety because I'm freaking out right now. Well, then Mary's looking at me and she's like, Mom, why can't I use your bathroom? I'm like, because you have the master bathroom. You have your own. There's no reason. And it's a 15-minute discussion. Why? So stupid. These people are going to kill me. I love them. They're the only ones that could kill me because I'm not going near anybody else. I'm eating Cheerios. I'm rationing toilet paper. I'm doing everything right.
And then you feel like, what if you do get it and die, and you made these plea to your kids and your husband, and then they feel guilty if you get it and die. That's what I feel like. I'm like telling my kids, my son has toothpaste all over the bathroom mirror on the wall because he uses the black coal sometimes. So there's black specks everywhere. And I brought him in. I was like, look, this is bad. This is spittle. This is,
Yes.
I would catch it if you had it. You leave your paper towels around. Oh, okay. So then I'm like, what if I die? I don't want him to feel bad because I got it from them.
Well, the next day, of course, at dinner, I asked the question that you would ask. So, guys, did you use my toothbrush to clean the bathroom and put it back? Like, what are they doing? How are they scamming against me? It took me a minute to recover from that, but now we are all in our own bathrooms and we've set some boundaries. And I think it's going to be okay at this point. Everything is sanitized. If you saw the couch concert the other night with Elton John, you could tell there's a panic now in New York. I think 300 police officers now have the coronavirus. They don't have enough hospital beds. They don't have enough ventilators. It's a crisis. We have a lot of heroes, Cheryl. These medical employees, the healthcare teams, these people are incredible. When this is over, every single city does a parade for the healthcare workers, janitors, grocery store clerks, truck drivers. Let's have a huge parade in our city streets and celebrate these people because they are the heroes right now. And if you think back to 9/11, the firefighters and first responders were the heroes. So I think with each crisis and each challenge and each struggle, these heroes just show up and they're normal, everyday people. These are not your athletes. These are not musicians or actors. These are everyday people that get up every day and do their thing and make life better for us.
I saw a picture of two nurses and I didn't even think about it. They had their masks on and then they're holding their stomachs and they're taking a picture, back to back. And I was just like, I hate to say it, but if I was pregnant, I'd be like, hell no. I don't know if I would or not, but that's my first inkling, And I'm just like, these women are amazing. Everybody's amazing, but yeah, can you imagine doing that job pregnant? What a sacrifice. I agree with you with the parade. They really need to be honored.
We saw this with 9/11 too, but artists and creative people are going to channel their talents through this crisis and come up with some amazing creations. For example, photographers, they're going to be in the hospitals, they're going to be at these makeshift emergency room cubicles taking pictures of the struggle. We saw that in 9/11. Musicians, they're already writing songs about it, the unsung heroes. I think there's going to be movies made about it. So that's kind of cool, where the artist community brings in all the information and then spits out a beautiful creation. That's not me. I can't do that. I just think it's so cool that people can do that.
That makes me feel good when I see that.
In my Facebook survey, I think the link that I saw with a lot of the feedback that I got was during the quarantine, we've made deeper connections with our family members and we've become more compassionate of others. And I think that's true of myself. After we had set our boundaries about the bathrooms and all that stuff, I'm really enjoying being with my family and just having the quiet time at home, putting on the twinkle lights, listening to music. I'm cooking a lot. We're just sitting around having coffee, chit-chatting. And we do that anyway. With the quarantine, I'm just not as tired. I'm more rested. But the problem that I'm having with reality is, I'm in my quarantine, I'm with my people, I'm scrolling through Facebook a little bit, but I'm really on my island, organizing and doing my Cheryl thing, very happy. But then I turn on the news and I see what's really happening in the world and some of the decisions that people are making, like there's not enough ventilators. So we have to decide who gets a ventilator and who doesn't. The hospitals are overwhelmed. All these political people are trying to make decisions, life and death decisions, and balance that with the economy and the small businesses. You're kind of teeter-totter between the two realities. And I wonder if everybody's kind of going through that. Because we're in our homes, we're in our sanctuary, we're surrounded by our stuff. It's so comfy and cozy. But then outside of our own little world, there's a lot of tragedy.
I feel like that. Put the words in my mouth. I'm happy at home. It's nice being with my family. You don't feel guilty like you should be doing other things because you can't. I think that's the nice part. But yeah, you get online and you look and it's, people are fighting for their lives and by themselves. That's what's so sad too. So I definitely feel like that. I'm content and happy, and then I look online, and then I'm like, oh, God.
So I think that's where we have to come together. The spirit of our national unity, regardless of our political affiliation. We are all Americans now. We're banding together to help each other. And that's what's really cool. So heartwarming. I feel like Tribe 101. I have my family, then I have my country, and that makes me feel safe.
It's weird because I think the timing of this, we needed that.
We were very divided. Now it doesn't matter what side of the fence you're on. We're all in it together. I don't think it's going to last.
No, it won't.
I think the timing was good for this.
It went from a divided country to the number one slogan being, we're in this together. I think a lot of good will come out of this.
Some other observations that I think are going to be lasting is more support for telework. I know in our organization, some are more supportive than others. And I think going forward, the employees are proving that they can be productive at home, just as productive as in the office. And sometimes for the betterment of the family, the office, or the country, management should be more supportive over telework.
Our work has been seamless, business as usual, because we're telework ready. And I was just talking to a coworker today that's new to our section. She was saying they get a lot of work out of you at home. She goes, I forget to take my break. When I'm at work, I can run into somebody in the hallway and talk to them for 20 minutes. If that happens 3 times a day, which it could with me, I sit at my desk all day. Also, you'll hear people say the people that may not work at home and take advantage of it, they're the same people that would not be working in the office. It's just who you are, and I think most people work very well from home.
I know when I was working and I would telework, I would be exhausted by the end of the day because while I'm on a conference call, most of my conference calls I wasn't facilitating, I was just a listener or representing my organization. So I'd be doing laundry, making beds, cleaning.
And you probably concentrate more on what's being said while your body's busy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm an audio person anyway. I'd be walking the dog, multitasking like crazy, and just exhausted by the end of the day. But the other really cool thing, and you're seeing this with your kids too, is the distance learning. Now, I know there's a lot of online colleges and this stuff, but the distance learning has been amazing. And I think those companies, all of their stocks went up. They're the only companies that increased while everybody else was going down. But the kids are telling me that the teachers aren't really telework ready like we are, and they have to get their learning plans put up, and they're not really sure how to do a virtual classroom. So they're working out those nits. And of course, the kids are like, well, this is going to be an easy A. And I'm thinking, it better be. Don't slack off.
Right.
Even though we're paying a lot of money for their education, I'm empathetic to the situation, and I'm okay with it being a little bit dysfunctional.
Hopefully, again, they'll be ready to work from home and provide lessons from home if something like this should happen again.
All right, Cheryl. So the last thing that I was thinking about, and I don't know if this is possible, but for me, it's kind of a dream, is maybe we can come together internationally to solve other problems like climate change and other bigger issues we're having on the planet. I think that's wishful thinking. I don't know that we can do that. But just as we're coming together as a family, as a city, as a state, as a country, this is a global problem. And we're in it together. And it would just be amazing if we could come together to solve other problems.
Like they said, this disease doesn't discriminate. So, like you said, we're in it together and we all have to help each other and help other countries. And I hope that happens too.
You think it's possible, though?
No. No. I don't. I think it's possible down the road, but I don't think in our lifetime, you and I. Maybe in our kids' kids. Because the kids coming up now, maybe this exposure is good for them because they can change the way they act, they can change the way they think. And sometimes it takes stuff like this to wake up and see that it's a global thing, not a you, me thing. And one of the other things about this is that we were riding on easy street. Nothing ever happened. So it's a wake-up call. But these kids will see this. These kids have been through a lot. 9/11, this, and the climate change looming over their head. I think they're going to change it. I don't think they're going to have a choice but to change it. But yeah, in our life, I don't think so. I hope so. But if I had to put money on it, I wouldn't. What about you? Do you think it's possible in our lifetime? I mean, I know you want to see it. Would you put money on it?
No. No. We're just too far apart. I think it'll bring us together as a country. I think the little town that I live in, we're coming together. An example is I live in a resort. It's March. Nobody is here right now. It's a summer vacation area. And the New Yorkers who are in a real struggle, who have a second home here, they're starting to come here. Our leader, I guess our governor, he said, if you're coming from another state, you need to quarantine for 2 weeks, self-quarantine. You can tell who belongs here and who doesn't by their license plate. So if you have a New York license plate and you just pulled up, we know what's going on, right?
And you cannot trust them to do the right thing.
So you can't tell people, don't come. I mean, if I lived in New York and I had a house here and it was getting bad, I would come too. Everybody would do that. So one of the posts that I saw on Facebook that I thought was really, really cool, one of the locals, they said, you know, if you're coming from New York and you're coming from Pennsylvania, we get it. We get it. We know why you're coming here. I would do the same thing. But please self-quarantine. We will do your grocery shopping for you. I'm sure you have a neighbor. Ask them. They would be happy to do it. And that's true. I would go shopping for an out-of-stater. Everything that's happening globally is kind of happening to us in our own country with our states and our counties and our cities. That reaction I saw on Facebook was really good because I don't want them coming here, codifying me. I don't blame them either.
Did you say cootifying you?
Yeah.
I like that.
Codify me with your New York cootie. And I'm willing to accept these people in, help them if they're going to do the 2-week quarantine.
Well, I'm trying not to go to any stores at all, because you just, like you said, you know that you're taking precautions, but other people aren't. You can't go out. And I read one thing where this girl said, stay put as if your life depends on it, which it does in some cases. I do not go out.
You can't get it if you don't go out. So simple. If you have to go to the grocery store, wait till you need a bunch of stuff. Don't go every day and pick up 3 things. If you're going, ask your neighbor if they need anything and get their stuff so they're not going in. And the other thing that's really crazy, I went to Home Depot, which was stupid because I didn't really need to, but I go in there and there's families. The grandma, grandpa, the kids. I'm like, one person can run in, guys, and get the stuff. If you're going to have your whole tribe go in, I'll sit in the parking lot and you can go in and get my stuff. You know?
Hey, do you mind?
Here's some cash.
That stuff just blows my mind. I've had people tell me, oh, you're such a worry ward. You can't worry. Yeah, you can. Like you said, if you don't go out, you don't get it. So you have a fix. So don't go out.
But how do you think it's spreading? People are going out and goodifying each other.
I had a friend go to Costco because they needed toilet paper. She was saying that people are standing right behind them, not 6 feet apart, and talking to them closely. Some lady started asking her questions, and she said she was like 2 feet away. People just refuse to listen.
So what do you think is the number one takeaway?
I think people need to listen and follow the rules more. I also think that a lot of good is going to come out of this in all kinds of areas. I think kindness will increase a little bit for a while. I think it's going to help global warming. It's brought the United States together, which needed it.
I think the biggest learning lesson every single person has learned through this is how to wash their hands. Did you ever wash the top of your hand and in between your fingers?
Oh.
And do under your nails and sing happy birthday? Yeah, because men, they would rinse the 3 fingers that touch their boy parts when they went to the bathroom. Just run the water over those 3 fingers. Okay, I'm done here. I'm working on my spittle game.
Oh, and I brush my teeth with my lips closed as much as I can.
Oh, is that a thing?
I see the splatter all over the mirror from my son, so I try to keep my lips closed so that I'm not splattering the foam. And I was disinfecting the mirror every day with a wipe, and I'm not now. I'm letting it get just, if I die, I die. I will go down before I clean that mirror.
That's because you're saving the wipes for the really important things
Yeah.
that be wiped down.
Yeah, I need to save them so in case someone gets it. My God. Try and disinfect the doorknobs every day, light switches, the toilets, all the appliances in the kitchen.
So that was really smart. I don't think people are conscious, like you said, when they're pumping gas or touching metal doorknobs, bathrooms, or going in and out of stores and such. And then also the thing that's really creeping me out when I go to the store and you have to touch a screen to pay.
Oh, yeah. It's so gross because sometimes you can see all the fingerprints on it and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And you're doing it with the index too, most of the people, or you're holding the pen with your index and that's where you rub your eye. And yeah, those things are gross.
So, did you read about the chemical makeup of the virus and why it spread so quickly?
No.
Because I thought this was really fascinating. So, think of like a drop of water as the virus. It's coated with a fat coating, like a lipid coating. If it's on some metal, it's going to live a long time because it has that fat coating on it. It doesn't go away. Then when it gets in the body, it's a protein. The fat coating goes away and the protein turns into a cootie. This really helped me when I'm washing my hands. The only thing that can break down that fat coating is soap. So when soap hits fat, it dissolves the fat and then there's no cootie.
That's amazing. I didn't know that.
When you're using the soap, you want to use a lot of soap and get a lot of lather. And think about, okay, there's these little lipids all over my hands and I'm going to kill them with the soap.
Like if you were cooking a hamburger, you had all that grease splattering over you.
That's exactly, it's so cool the way that it was explained. Just water isn't going to work. Just wiping something down isn't going to help. The alcohol will break it down, soap will break it down.
Good information. I didn't hear that because they were saying that the hand sanitizer needs to be like, I don't know, 70% alcohol based or something. So I didn't understand why, but okay, so that makes sense.
And I think that's why this thing is so contagious.
For those people that don't believe it and rinse the hands. It says non-believers, damn it.
If it's on a metal gas pump, it can live there for 6 hours. And that's why it dies in the heat. If something's heated up, it melts that fat coating and it kills it. But in the cold, those little fat coatings, they love the cold. It makes it nice and hard.
I was wondering about that, if that was a true statement about the heat would kill it.
That's why, because it breaks down that fat coating, it melts it, and then the cootie can't live. I mean, I'm breaking it down to a very preschool level. I'm sure that there's more scientific ways to describe it, but I have to break it down, dumb it down for myself, and that's how I understand it.
Yeah.
It makes sense to me. That helped me when I'm washing my hands, when I'm sanitizing. When you go to the store, you touch the screen. You get in your car, you touch your steering wheel, you touch your door handle. You come in the house, you touch your metal screen door, you touch your doorknob to your inner door. Then you maybe wash your hands, but then you got to go back and sanitize all that metal, your door knobs, because the cootie could be sitting on those for 6 hours. And they're little fat cells just waiting to attach to something. If somebody's at a party, you saw like that one case where the woman had a party with her 40th birthday party, and like everybody at the party got it. I'm saying to myself, how is it that contagious? And then when you realize that it can sit on a toilet handle for 6 hours, if everybody touches that, if everyone goes to the bathroom once and flushes and it's on there, everybody's going to get it. As soon as you go outside and pump gas or touch a grocery screen or a doorknob, go to the bathroom in a public restroom and touch anything, you're at risk. Crazy times we're in, Cheryl. Crazy times.
Yeah.
Death by daughter. She's going to kill me. Doesn't matter how much I wipe down. That toothbrush will be right next to mine, and I'm done. Die with raw hands.
They're gonna go. This disease is now hurting people's hands.
My phone doesn't work now because my hands are so clean and my screen is so clean. Nothing is working. anyway, well, did you have any other comments or observations?
No, just to please people, follow the rules. That's all.
We're going to get through this. We'll get through it together. We'll be better as a result of it. All right, Cheryl. Well, I would like to remind our listeners to please like our Conversations with Carol and Cheryl Facebook page, Instagram page, as well as subscribe to our YouTube channel and check out our website, www.cheryl.com. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.